Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to migrate your existing 23 blogs or start a fresh blog? Let me see. Migrate selectively. I should keep my work. Yeah. Let's go ahead and migrate them. Migrate. But all blogs moving forward should be in a different directory or at a different path, like slash blog, where, whereas the 23 blogs should be migrated to slash articles. Um, yeah. For the projects section, do you have specific vibe getting projects ready to showcase? I'll provide details on what to feature. Placeholder for now. Set up the structure. I'll add projects later. Sounds right. Okay, Zamrock. We're gonna get you the help you deserve. We're gonna get you. Damn. Okay. Hey, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Yeah, we need to learn how to pull this bitch off of Amplify. Oh, man. And we gotta do this other thing. What's the other thing? What were the analytics called? Use Fathom. That's what it was. Use Fathom. This year, let's see what we got this year. 269 views. Not bad for a dead set, I guess. My highest. Interesting. What is this? Yo, what's going on, man? I'm vibe coding. What you doing? Also, let me know if the audio sounds okay. Looking over my site, look at this. This is the highest it ever was. 3.5 thousand views, through almost 3,000 people on the same day. That's crazy. March. Oh no, in the same month. My bad. That's pretty crazy. All right. Oh, I forgot that I had this domain. So many domains. All right, let's see, where are we? Complete site rebuild using Astrostatic Site Generator deployed on Vercel. Dark theme with grain texture and futuristic purple accent. Minimal copy. Focus on projects and blog. Design system. Yeah. SVG noise overlay. 3%. Okay, typography. So yep. Meh. Looks good enough. I've learned what I've learned. Good enough is actually good enough. Because it turns out most people just don't care. They just don't care. Which one is this? Oh, yeah. Make sure that this seems like a good path. We don't need this open anymore. I don't even know why we're using this. I don't remember using that. If somehow you live in Southern California and you need your axle replaced, go visit my grandpa's shop. He could use the help. Made that set, by the way. That was cool. Made it in one night. Like one of these nights. That's gonna be next. Whew. I suppose we can start now. I think what we gotta do is we have to create a new directory. We'll just have to do it like this, as ugly as that looks. As ugly as it looks. That's what we gotta do. What we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. I am so tired. Make website. have it reference this. Where is it? There it is. I'd be happy to help you create a productized service offering. For example, now a clear picture of Design Joy's model. Let me create a comprehensive plan for Zamrock's productized iOS UI testing service. Pricing tiers would you prefer to offer? Probably single, yeah, simpler to manage, clearer value props like Design Joy, yeah. How many concurrent clients can you realistically serve while maintaining quality? 1 to 3. Yeah. Which project management tool do you prefer for client communication? Notion would be a strong one. But great for async workflows. Simple, visual, familiar to most clients. I would prefer to do Trello, but I think it's through them, and I pay for Notion. So let's just do Notion. Or do you need website design as well? We don't got no design. I suppose we have branding, and we can show the image. Let's see. Where do I have this? It should be in Studio. Yeah. There we go. I wonder if I could do it. Huh. See, that would be a better current working directory. Or maybe I could do ls Zamrock. No, that's list. So then what would I do? Can you do echo? No, you don't want to do that. I don't know. Anyway. That. Alaikum salam. I think I said that right, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, long time no see. Eldark, long time, man. Yeah, just over here, Babcode and chillin'. Would you like to focus on building first? Website plus Stripe. Site with all pages and components. Who said anything about Next.js? That's what I'm trying to find out. Oh, man. Let's do website plus Stripe and Astro. Or we'll do website and we'll put in parentheses Astro. I don't know. I learned about Astro one time. Really liked it. Now I just want to stick with it since I've been vibe coding with it and it worked out pretty well. So that's that. Then we got this one going. Okay. Tailwind CSS. Huh. This shit's taking a while. Both of them. Both of them going kind of slow. Generating tokens, though. Okay. Still writing stuff. Yeah, I'd rather just have Stripe integration be thrown directly in there from the start so that we're moving on the same page from the beginning. Like, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to offer a service for a specific price and it covers specific things. You pay, we do, you know? Or are they killing each other? Oh, they're killing each other. Alright, it's done. Is now complete. Here's what was built. They go so hard. They just go way too deep into this is what it is. Alright. Spin it up. Alright. Where? Here. Oh, I guess we need the. Do it. Do it now. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Yo, this is kind of clean. What the hell? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, this looks awesome, dude. Oh man, I'm so happy. Look at how nice it looks. Wow. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Unlimited requests. You can add as many requests to your queue as you want. We work on them one at a time, delivering each within 48 to 72 hours on average. Once a request is complete, we immediately move on to the next one in your queue. I love it. So Flutter is power. Interesting result. Oh my god, is it Claude code? Yeah, dude, this is Claude. Flutter. I've been making websites. Websites. I made an app. You guys want to see a cool app I made? Watch this. It's a game, and it's in the App Store. You guys could actually download it if you really wanted to. It's free too, completely free. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on. This game, okay, so it's really cool because this game, I wanted to make the. Oh, hold on. Let me get a charger because it's about to die. It's my night with the baby, and I just made a loud noise, and now the baby's probably gonna wake up, so that's cool. How do I do the sidecar thing? Yeah, it doesn't matter. QuickTime player. Watch. Let me see if I can show you guys. What is it? New movie recording? No, not that. No, not that either. Don't look at my feet. It's screen recording. Hold on. New screen recording. That's what it is. No, it is movie recording. So how do I do it? It used to be like this. Stop looking at my feet. Screen. No. I'm tripping. What the hell? Did they move it? Oh, maybe they moved it. Damn, that would suck. Sidecar. Yeah, I don't know how to mirror it anymore. Okay, I'll just show you guys the simulator. It's gonna be a lot harder on the simulator, but it's if you want to try it, let me see, boing. You're not gonna be able to find it like that, man. Oh, here. Intelligente, watch this. Bam, bam, bam. Intelligente. Alright, I'm gonna paste this. Hold on. In case y'all want to check it out. This app I've been wanting to make since before I was a professional iOS dev, right? Oh, I'm doing it on here. My bad. Hold on. I wanted to make this app since like I was a pro, since before. Or no, actually I was a pro. Well, not a pro, but like I was like I had been paid. I had been paid at that point, but I've wanted to make this app for a very long time, and because of Claude Code, I was able to build it. So like I was like super excited, And I was able to build it in one night. Like in 24 hours, I had submitted it to the App Store. It got rejected the first time, like typical, like for nothing. You like nobody wants to let a app just slide right on through. It has to get rejected for something. So they got me for like another nothing, where it was just like I think they wanted it the button to be bigger, even though it was like pretty close to 44. It wasn't 44, but it's close enough. I don't know. Anyway, I talk a lot. Not a player, I just talk a lot. All right. Okay, so watch this. So the entire thing is watch this, and everything was vibe coded. Look at watch. So watch. The music was vibe coded. The sprite was vibe coded. All I do is just tell it what to do. Now, it's a lot easier for me because it's just like, as developers, we know what to kind of ask for, right? Even if it's not like, well, with SpriteKit, because I tried to do SpriteKit before, this was all made in SpriteKit, by the way. Oh, and it's super tiny. It's super tiny, by the way. 4.4 megabytes. Like, it's super tiny. I mean, it's just one screen, right? But still, like, adding more levels isn't going to be like that much larger. Oh shit. Well, that's a bug. There we go. Why is it? Oh, there it goes. So I got a bug in the game. You guys got to see it. You got to see it here live. Watch this. No. No. Damn. Okay, it's a lot harder on the simulator. But this game is actually kind of hard. And it gets really fun. Like, there used to be a game called, oh shoot. There used to be a game called Trampoline Time on Nintendo DS when I was a kid. And it was just a mini game. And it was just kind of like this. And that was like my favorite mini game. So this is like totally inspired by it. Same kind of idea. Lots of similarities. I made a couple of smaller changes, and then obviously the design is completely different. But yeah, like this concept was always like one of my favorite things because it's like that was the newest technology, like Nintendo DS's and whatnot. So it was just like really cool to be able to just like bring that to life in one day, Yeah, like okay. You guys know that I used to say code passionately. Like that was like my thing, right? Like even on my current website, right? The icon, I don't know why it shows this, but the icon that shows there when I do like Kilo logo, this right here, the favicon, that is code passionately. Like I made that icon a long time ago, but I do not like writing code anymore. Like it's always been about creation. I realized that I'm not like one of the people that are committed to the art of writing code. I prefer the end result. And the way that I've been thinking about it is like it makes me think like, oh, when typewriters came around, what I bet was going on? There were people that were like, you know, using their great calligraphy skills, right? And they continued to be able to do their calligraphy skills like that was their expertise, probably until they died. And they always loved the craft of being able to write in a fancy way, or like, like I don't know whatever it is that they like, whatever the hell it is that whatever you like as a calligrapher, but it's like they enjoyed that art, so they continued to do the art. But everybody else went to like typewriting, faster, like fast output, much easier on your hand, all these things. It's kind of the same thing, I think. Let's see. This shit is so clean, boy. Look at this. iOS UI tests on demand. That's clear. Oh man, look at the fucking purple, bro. That's so pretty. I just gotta remove this because, like, nobody trusts me. Simple, streamlined process. No interviews, no onboarding, no meetings, just quality UI tests delivered to your repo. That's a fuck. Hey, yo, the fucking highlighting is purple. Yes. Okay. Subscribe, choose your plan, and get instant access to your Notion workspace. No contracts, pause, or cancel anytime. Damn, that's cool. Request. Add test requests to your Notion board. New test suites, maintenance tasks, flaky test fixes, anything UI testing related. I guess a Notion board would be kind of weird. If I have repo access, I would need repo access. I would think everybody would want to give me repo access. Maybe. Hmm. I suppose if I did the black box testing, that would be a lot better. But it would also depend. Alright. Get your tests delivered within 48 to 72 hours on average. Revisions included until you're 100% satisfied. Dang. What's included? Everything you need for reliable UI tests. From Greenfield Test Suite development to fixing your existing flaky test, we've got you covered. XCUI test development, complete UI test suites built with Swift and XCUI test framework, reliable, maintainable, and fast. Page object model. Clean architecture using page object patterns for maximum reusability and easy maintenance. I don't even know what this means. I need to ask because I don't even know what that means. Flaky test fixes diagnose and fix unreliable tests that randomly fail. Get stable CI pipelines you can trust. Test maintenance. Keep your test suite up to date as your app evolves. No more broken tests blocking releases. Accessibility testing. Ensure your app works for everyone. VoiceOver cannot have this. I can't do accessibility. I don't think I could. Yeah, definitely not WCAG compliance. I will not even touch that. That's what my job does. So, like, as part of a do not compete, I definitely cannot access, I cannot offer this service. So, I suppose I could. No. No, because even if I provided it as a license through, yeah, I don't think that we offer like a license like that. So I don't think that, yeah. So just, I need to just remove this. Um, so we just need to remove these two because these, I like these four. CI CD guidance. Get your tests running in GitHub Actions, Bitrise, or your preferred CI platform. Configuration included. Yeah, I like that. What's not included? Hell yeah. Unit tests, non UI, XC tests, manual QA, Android tests, production bug fixes, backend API testing, third party tool licenses. I like that it's called out. This is what we do not offer. Transparent pricing. No PMs. I don't know if that means no project managers, but that shit sounds hilarious. No project manager, maybe that's what it is. Swift slash XEUI expertise. Yep. Revisions until satisfied. Yeah. So what can I stand behind? One request at a time. I can definitely stand behind that. I have about 72 hours to get that request. Now, I say 48 to 72-hour average turnaround. I don't say that it's done at that time, so that's good. Unlimited requests queued. You can stay on for as long as you want and request all the things you want because it's going to be $5,000 a month. Dedicated Notion workspace. Yeah, I guess. Huh. Yeah, I guess we would have to do that. Notion. Direct communication, Swift, yeah. So let me see. So it's a team space? Shit, if I get this, I'll hook them up. Yeah, we could definitely have the team. Yeah. Okay, so frequently asked questions. What the hell was that? Frequently asked questions. Everything you need to know about the service. How does unlimited requests work? You can add as many requests to your queue as you want. We work on them one at a time. delivering each within 48 to 72 hours on average. Once a request is completed, we immediately move to the next one in your queue. What counts as one request? A single request is a request is a single, well-defined task. Examples: write UI tests for the login flow, fix the flaky checkout test, or add accessibility tests to the settings screen. Larger projects can be broken into multiple requests. So this is like about a ticket and a half a week or something like that for UI tests. It's not bad. How do I communicate with you? Everything happens in your dedicated Notion workspace. Add requests, provide feedback, ask questions, all in one place. No email chains, no Slack messages to track down. For complex discussions, we can hop on a quick call. We offer unlimited revisions on each request until you're 100% satisfied. If you're unhappy within the first 7 days, we'll refund 75% of your subscription. Can I pause my subscription? Yes, pause anytime and your unused days roll over. For example, if you use 15 days of your monthly cycle and pause, you'll have 15 days remaining when you resume. Okay. Kind of don't like that, but whatever. We specialize in XCUI test with Swift for iOS apps. We follow best practices like page object model. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. I can guess page object, a model of that page object, right? But like, what is this? Is a design pattern for UI test automation that creates an abstraction layer between your tests and your UI. Without POM, fragile. Test code directly references UI elements. Yeah. With POM, maintainable page object encapsulates UI structure. I did not know this. Did y'all know about this? POM? I didn't know this. What I'm not getting is how this is any different than this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I see. Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, all I need to do is I need to find out whether this is actual, if that's actually the best practice. So, the different design patterns used in UI tests for iOS and what are their trade-offs. So you can look for that. This looks okay. Single source of truth, UI element locators defined once. Easy maintenance. UI changes only require updating the page object, not every test. Yeah, now I see it. Okay, readable tests. Tests describe what to do, not how. Got it. Reusability. Page objects shared across multiple tests. It's one of the services listed on your Zamrock site under features. We must replace accessibility with anything else. I cannot offer any accessibility services as that would be a conflict of interest with my employer. Yeah, I ain't even that serious. I ain't even trying to do all that. I'm just trying to make a little bit of extra cash. Jeepers. I ain't gotta go crazy. I just want to make a little bit of extra cash and take care of my family. Stop worrying about UI regressions. That's for real. Get reliable XCUI coverage for your iOS app. Deliver fast, maintained. Delivered fast, maintained forever. I like it. Upside down, boy, turn me inside out. Right around, hey, upside down. Replace placeholder with your Calendly or Cal embed code. Cool. Golly, that's right. Jeepers, mister. to a call. It goes there. Book a 15-minute free current testing challenges. And how Zamrock can help. No pressure, no sales pitch, just friendly conversation. That's pretty cool. I like that. I use Windsurf with Claude Sonnet 4.5. Thinking, would there be any differences from Claude Code with the same model, for example? Yes. In short, yes. What you would probably need to check, because and I'm not speaking from experience on this, but let me just tell you what I think. Anthropic, they have their prompts. Anthropic, they have the system prompts that are being embedded into the LLMs or into the models that are using them. And that's where the difference is going to come from. In terms of the capabilities, they should theoretically work the same. I can't find it right now. I'm not going to keep looking. But somewhere on Anthropic, they actually share what their system prompts are, and you can look at them. And with Claude Code, you're going to get a certain set of system prompts that I'm almost guaranteeing that they don't have on what did you say, Windsurf, that they're not using on Windsurf, just because, like, I've like ripped apart Claude Code to look at it, and the stuff that they're doing under the hood to prevent other people from using their subscription on different platforms that is not Claude Code, like Open Code, for example. They're doing a lot of different and interesting things with their prompts. And while I was looking at that, you can see, like, you can see a lot of you can see it. You can see it on what Anthropic posted, which is their system prompt, and you can kind of see how they instruct Claude to respond there, and the way that the LLM will be instructed on Windsurf will be different. It might be very similar, but I would suspect that Windsurf is using their own different types of system prompts to make sure that it's optimized to use their tool as best as possible. So I would suspect that there's a difference. I would also expect you to use both tools very differently. With Windsurf, from my understanding, it's still an IDE where you're still primarily typing and looking at your code. With Claude Code, you get very used to skimming through code. The AI is most likely not going to make some of the stupid mistakes that we just naturally make. So a lot of the stuff where you just kind of look through it, it's probably fine, especially if you're not building something that's so, I guess, sensitive. You don't want to use Claude Code freely on something that's sensitive, like maybe like your work projects. Like you can still use Claude Code on work projects, but you need to be more controlled in the way that you use it. Whereas with something like Windsurf, where you're in an IDE and it's meant to be focused in on what you're currently looking at, the context window is much smaller and they're probably able to look up different and very specific pieces of your code base that are relevant to what is in your viewport. So, based off of what you're looking at, they can say this information is more important than everything else on the screen or inside that file. And then they could connect all the dots for you, give all that information to the LLM, and then, respond based off of that. So I would expect you to kind of work differently when you're using these two different tools. Windsurf probably for more of a micromanaged approach and make sure that, you keep the guardrails tight. From what I've seen LLMs do, because I did start off very conservatively, is most stuff they get right, especially when you're just building from scratch. And these are perfect times to use LLMs to get something from scratch and then turn it into something, because everything that you're building when you're building it from scratch is just boilerplate anyways. It's like all the stuff that you don't really need your mind to do anyways. It's just this tedious process. And yeah, there's definitely going to be things in there along the way that you could have learned and you could have got better at. But for the most part, anything that an LLM can just spit out is boilerplate. Nobody wants to write that code anyway. It's kind of annoying to write that code. So I haven't reached a point to where I needed deep expertise in anything. As a matter of fact, I'm building out an entire game engine called Loco Engine right here. I'll run it real quick for you guys. Um, an entire game engine. Oh no, what happened to it? I hope it still works. Here we go. Watch this. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so everything that's right here is a game engine, a crappy game engine. It's all jittery, like it's jittery as hell. Um, but the thing is this is a game engine that was made in metal from scratch. This is my biggest project that I've worked on. I haven't had to work on. I haven't. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. The stuff that I've built for Zamrock is probably the biggest project. Is definitely the biggest project I've ever built. But this is my my biggest, like, just chilling project. Like, just like, I don't know why it just smoothed out. Something about it. Something about it is making it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just vibe coded this. A whole game engine. This would have taken years to even figure out. I just made that. The best thing about it, it's all math. It's probably all correct. Yeah, Windsurf as a plugin in my IDE. That's so cool. I didn't even know that they offer like a plugin style of it. That's pretty cool. I thought Windsurf was the IDE, but that's the cool thing is because like what is it that they're bringing, right? Like if it wasn't something that was going to be different, you wouldn't even need a plugin. You could just use Claude Code directly. So they're obviously doing something different. So just keep that in mind. It's like Claude Code is a little bit different. Like the interface is different, and therefore like the way that you use it is different. Yeah, if you're the type that wants, if you want like the control, definitely recommend sticking with something like Windsurf. Um, but I think Cloud Code can plug into stuff too now because I've seen it like try to advertise IDE support or something like that. But if I don't have to go into Xcode, I'm not going into Xcode. um, love that engine. It's crazy. Do you think Claude? Do you think can Claude Code set up slash modify a Kubernetes cluster? I've half-assed self-hosted in my home that runs my prod services and want to change my architecture a bit for Kubernetes. Um, so to be honest, I haven't played with Kubernetes that much. And I didn't fully understand it when I was playing with it. Um, yeah, I just don't have that much understanding around orchestration. But since Kubernetes is a CLI tool, not only should it be good at Kubernetes, it should also be able to get the response from Kubernetes that would allow it to then get the error outputs from Kubernetes errors and therefore fix it for you when it does error and something breaks. So that should work theoretically. Um, yeah, anything that's a CLI tool, that's why all these CLI tools keep popping up. Anything that's a CLI tool, all your AI, whatever one you choose, has to do is hit the help command. Hit it with a dash help. It gets the output right there. It fully understands it, and now it can just start using um what is it, like Kubectl? What is it? Cube control? Something like that. Something like that. But it could start using the CLI. So that's the way that I would probably do it. AI makes computers so accessible. There's like nothing that you should be scared of doing anymore. You'll find it's like think about when you first started out and how hard it was to find all the information and answers when you were trying to find it. Now, just pretend like you were going to have to just do that again, and I'm telling you right now that it's not even going to be that hard, not even close. Yeah, cube control. Yeah. Or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, that's the way that I was thinking about it when I first read it because I don't know, I didn't, like, nobody was there to teach me, so I just kind of read it however I could. Um, Not sure if I can trust Cloud Code. I'm afraid of messing up my stuff. Um, that's a fair one. I don't think that you have to be afraid. Um, I mean, if you're that worried about it, just use Claude Code to build your infrastructure for like pipeline stuff, right? Like if you're that concerned about it, just like instead of having Claude build the thing, have it build the things around that thing to help accelerate you through the building of that thing. You know, if there's like, I don't know, I don't even know what you would build for that. I thought, you know, Kubernetes was the thing, but yeah, whatever that thing could be, like whether it be the scripts, you know, if you want it to write a bash script for you to spin up your whatever your containers. I don't know the terminology, but if you wanted it to write scripts for that, it can do all that stuff. Um, Let me see. Visual regression testing to catch UI changes. Localization testing. Test URL schemes and universal link handling. Whichever is easiest to make repeatable. Is that fair? Whichever is easiest to make it repeatable. It's straightforward and highly repeatable. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the really cool thing about Claude Code is it allowed me to explore my ideas a lot faster. It's like my idea straight to code. And it's just like, bam. And the best part about it is even though AI is building it, it's like I know that I could have built this. Like I don't need anybody else to know that I built this or not. But I know that I'm capable of building these things. I just didn't have the patience to do it. So now it's just like, oh, I do have the patience to do it because it's so fast for me. Well, because there is no need for patience anymore, right? But still, I like it. Catch visual regressions. Automatically compare UI snapshots across builds to ensure pixel perfect releases. Yeah, if that's what you want. You know, the best thing about testing is that you don't actually you don't actually do the work to fix it. You just test it. Did it work? Can I break it? That's it. All right. And then are we able to use the same icon image as the one from Studio on the site and have it be shrunk down to the right dimensions? I think my vocabulary has gotten better since working with AI. I'll say that much. Okay, maybe we'll give it a try. About the Opus, I haven't tried this model yet. but what are limitations in terms of usage? Um, to be honest, I don't know that. Let me see. I can show you what I know, which is I can go to usage. I don't know how much that is. I would like to know. Um, current week, all models. Like, I guess I haven't even used Sonnet. Sonnet's pretty good at it's pretty good actually at coding. Like, if you need something done just fast and it's a straightforward, it's like a straightforward task that you could do, you just don't really want to do it, right? Then Sonnet's a good one. Opus, on the other hand, is more of a, you probably already know this, it's a thinking model, but I use Opus a lot because a lot of it that I've been doing lately, since it has been websites, has been more from a creative perspective. It's more just like, hey, we need to think through this, um, and I don't know the infrastructure anyway. So I need you to just think through how these things are supposed to operate together. I don't really care at the end result, because at the end of the day, a website is just a website. It's just HTML and some CSS to make it look pretty. So, like, that can always just go back and be changed. Um, so it's just like with websites, I've been using a lot more of the creative stuff. I haven't been working too much on like iOS, but I have been working on the Loco engine, which was a Mac OS made with Metal, and that was also probably using Opus. I just don't switch models. Like, so I don't pay attention enough to the models to be manually switching them. That's the right way to say that. Is this even the right? Which one is this? Oh, okay, this is my website. We were waiting for this one to be redeployed, and I was going to say yes. We'll say yes to this, and then if it tells me it's ready to run it, then I'll tell it, oh, actually, can you make sure that it's not on port 4321? Yeah, let's go to migrate damn articles. Damn articles. I didn't even check it. I didn't even check what it looks like on mobile. Shame on me. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Okay, we got that. Okay. Replaced all three web references. I can help with that. Where's the studio icon located? Dude, I gave it to you earlier. What the hell? Let's do. Where are you? Oh, there we are. Then we just export. Yep. That looks about right. That looks about right, man. Okay, let's see. Kilo Loco website. Jeepers, mister. We are always running for the thrill of it. Okay, Zamrock. Elisa. Yep. Yep. Boy. Okay. Where are you? So, yep. Okay. Yep, that works. Yep, that's fine. Executive Summary, iOS UI Test Automation Architecture fundamentally balances three competing constraints: test maintainability, execution reliability, and development velocity. The page object model has emerged as the industry standard, implemented ubiquitously across production iOS codebases from banking applications to social platforms like Reddit. However, advanced patterns like screenplay and complementary structures like facade offer distinct advantages for specific organizational contexts. This analysis evaluates five primary design patterns: page object, screenplay, facade, factory, and base test across technical implementation characteristics, scalability thresholds, and maintenance burden vectors specific to the iOS ecosystem and XC test framework. The page object pattern, the established foundation. Core architecture. The page object pattern encapsulates. This is too small. I don't know about you. I'm out. Out as boy. Yeah. Okay. Creating a domain-specific API that shields tests from HTML, CSS, or UIKit implementation details. In iOS implementations, this typically manifests as structs conforming to a screen protocol, where each method represents a user action and returns either the current screen instance or the next logical screen object, enabling method chaining. This architecture transforms imperative, locator heavy test code into declarative business language expressions. Log in to the app. Type email, type password, tap login. That's pretty sexy, I'm not gonna lie. If I have to write code manually, it's definitely gonna look like that. I kinda like it. I used to not like it. I'm kinda liking it because these are actions. Chaining actions is kinda cool. Chaining actions is kinda fucking cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. All right, advantages: maintenance efficiency. Centralizing element locators creates a single source of truth. When iOS updates modify accessibility identifiers or view hierarchies, changes propagate to dozens of test cases through one page object modification rather than scattered locator updates. Reddit's iOS team demonstrates this by reducing release candidate testing from 3 to 4 days to under 24 hours after implementing systematic page object refactoring. That's impressive. Code reusability. Common user flows become composable building blocks. The same login screen object serves authentication tests, user journey tests, and setup routines, eliminating duplication that violates dry principles. Readability enhancement. Tests express what is being validated rather than how interaction occurred. This abstraction makes test intent transparent to developers, QA engineers, and product stakeholders. Reviewing test coverage. Resilience to UI evolution. The decoupling between test logic and UI structure insulates tests from layout changes, modifications to button positions, styling, or intermediate transition screens don't cascade into test failures unless functional contracts break. I like that. Disadvantages. Initial setup burden. No such thing with AI. Establishing comprehensive page objects requires substantial upfront investment. For applications with 20 plus screens, the initial creation of page objects can consume 15 to 20 of sprint capacity before delivering test coverage value. Learning curve. Test engineers must internalize both Swift/Objective-C and page object abstraction model. Junior developers often struggle with proper encapsulation boundaries, creating either overly granular page objects, one per widget, or monolithic objects that violate single responsibility principles. Update propagation latency. While page objects centralize change impact, they don't eliminate it. Applications with rapid UI iterations, A/B testing, frequent redesigns require constant page object maintenance. Creating a background tax on engineering velocity. The banking app case study noted this requires constant vigilance and updates. Abstraction leakage risk. Poor designed page objects expose implementation details through method signatures. If login screen.type email requires accessibility identifier strings as parameters, then abstraction fails and tests remain coupled to UI specifics. Performance profile. Page objects introduce minimal runtime overhead, typically 2 to 5% execution time increase from additional method calls. The primary performance consideration involves implicit weights within page object initializers, which can add 200 to 500 milliseconds per screen transition, but dramatically reduce flakiness. The screenplay pattern. The user-centric paradigm. Architectural philosophy. The screenplay pattern reimagines test automation as stage performances, modeling tests through 5 core constructs. Actors who perform tasks using their abilities to execute interactions and ask questions about system state. This represents a semantic leap from implementation-focused patterns to business concept alignment, enabling test scenarios like, given that user was able to log in the application, search for product iPad, add to cart the product, technical trade-offs. Advantages. Business readability. Tests read as natural language scenarios, making them accessible to product managers and business analysts. This bridges the communication gap between technical implementation and business requirements. Superior composability. Tasks compose hierarchically low-level interactions, type text, combine into mid-level tasks, login, that compose into high-level workflows, complete checkout. This creates a reusable component library that scales across hundreds of tests. Cross-cutting concern separation. Abilities encapsulate integration libraries, XCTest, network mocking, database setup, enabling the same test logic to run against different environments by swapping abilities. An actor can browse the web with XCTest or browse the web with Appium transparently. Flakiness reduction. The pattern's emphasis on waiting for capabilities and explicit task completion conditions naturally eliminates race conditions. Serenity BDDs, behavior-driven developments, screenplay implementation reports 40 to 60% reduction in flaky tests compared to procedural approaches. Disadvantages. Steep conceptual learning curve. The actor task ability question model requires fundamental mental model shifts. Teams report 2 to 3 adaptation periods before productivity matches procedural testing. Swift implementation vacuum. Unlike Java's Serenity BDD, no production-ready Swift framework exists. Implementing from scratch requires substantial infrastructure, actor protocols, ability type erasure, task composition engines, and question assertion frameworks. Stack Overflow discussions reveal multiple abandoned attempts due to complexity. Interesting. Should really vibe code that shit too. If you want to assert on anything that should be a then rather than a given, if you want to assert on anything, then that should be a then rather than a given. If you're concerned that any part of the setup givens require for a test might not work, it's best practice to write a separate test to check those pieces of functionality. This will allow you to use whatever setup you need for more complex tests without needing to assert question during the setup given stage. The gherkin for the tests you need might look like this. Screenplay pattern by given. Yeah. Pretty cool. Verbosity overhead. Simple interactions require significant boilerplate. A single tap gesture needs an actor implementation, ability conformance, and actor delegation. 5 to 10 lines versus 1 line in procedural code. Debugging indirection. Multi-layer abstraction makes test failure diagnosis challenging. A failed assertion requires tracing through task, action, interaction, XCTest layers to identify root causes, increasing debugging time by 30 to 50%. Performance penalty. The composition and delegation overhead adds 10 to 15% execution time overhead. For suites exceeding 500 tests, this translates to hours of additional CI time. iOS ecosystem mismatch. The screenplay pattern's origins in Java/Serenity BDD create fundamental friction with iOS tooling. XCTest's opinionated architecture doesn't naturally support the dynamic ability injection and task composition central to screenplay. While technically feasible, the implementation requires fighting the framework rather than leveraging it. explaining why no major iOS codebase has adopted this pattern natively. Complementary architecture patterns, facade pattern, workflow simplification. The facade pattern simplifies complex multi-screen interactions by providing a unified interface to subsystem operations. In iOS UI testing, this translates to encapsulating entire user journeys within facade objects. Checkout facade, complete purchase with product, login screen, login as default user home screen, search for product, product screen, add to cart, cart screen, proceed to checkout, payment screen, enter. Okay, okay. Strategic strategics trade-offs. Facades dramatically reduce test code duplication for common workflows, 60 to 80% line reduction, but risk creating black box tests that obscure intermediate validation points. The pattern excels when applied to P0 critical user journeys repeated across dozens of tests, but become an anti-pattern when used to mask poorly designed page objects. Factory pattern, design object creation. The factory pattern centralizes object instantiation logic, creating appropriate page objects based on runtime conditions like device configuration on iOS version. For cross-platform frameworks like Appium, factories determine whether to instantiate iOS or Android page objects from the same test. iOS specific value. Limited utility for pure iOS objects where type determination is static. The pattern's primary value emerges in hybrid test frameworks or when supporting multiple iOS device families with divergent UI, iPhone versus iPad layouts. Damn, how much more is there? Good amount. Jeepers. I'm tired. I'll catch y'all later. That's it. I'm tired. Later.